Hi everybody, it's Miss Jordan. This week we're going to be talking about what our words and our actions show other people. So if you haven't had a chance yet to see the video that Wyatt, Nash, and myself made in the Zoom call, you're going to want to stop this video and go check it out. It's listed under Monday on our website. Then come back and check out this video. If you've already seen that video, then keep watching. So previously we've been talking about others' perspectives, what they're thinking, what they're feeling, and why they might be feeling that way. So for instance, we talked about how somebody else's perspective may be different and they may have different feelings about the same topic. So if you guys are excited about being home right now, others may not be excited about being home right now. And no one is right or wrong. We just all have a different perspective. So what we're going to talk about today is others' perspective. However, we're going to talk about it when it comes to our behavior and our actions. So how do our actions and our behavior change other people's perspective? So you're probably thinking, whoa, Miss Jordan, that's a lot. Why do I care about what other people think? And there's a time and a place to care about what other people think. And we'll get back to that here in a second. But first, we want to talk about what we are doing, what we're saying, and take a look at some scenarios, how that affects what other people think about us or feel about us.
Each one. Nash, are you watching what I'm doing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You're just really close to the screen, so... Were you clicking on other tabs? Were you doing something else?
Yeah.
So in that video, Nash got really close to the screen because he was clicking between different tabs. So all I saw was his face like this. That told me that since I couldn't see his eyes, he probably wasn't watching the screen and therefore probably wasn't watching my presentation. His body language showed me that he was doing something else on the computer, that what I was doing wasn't important. He told me that he was listening, but his body language was showing me that he wasn't. So his actions led me to believe that he didn't care about what I was teaching. Now, we both know that's not true. Nash very much cared about what I was teaching. He just got distracted by something else going on in his computer. So we have to remember that even though it's not what he was trying to say, that he didn't care, that because of his body language and what he was showing me in the moment, I thought that he didn't care, and that made me feel sad. I felt like I was in the blue zone. I made sure to tell him that it felt like he wasn't listening, and that if he just sat back and watched my presentation, then I would know that he was on task and having expected behavior.
We'll go to another room, and then... Wyatt, are you going to the bathroom? Wyatt? Are you there?
So in that video clip, Wyatt just got up and walked away from his computer. And I really want to make sure I stress that we understand that you're going to need to get up and go to the bathroom, maybe get some water, but we want to make sure that you let us know that you're going to do these things, or at least make sure then you turn your camera off or say, I have to go to the bathroom, just like you would in class. Remember, we're really trying to make this environment at home, try to be as like class and in class as we can get. We know it's not the same. We know there's a lot of distractions, and we're very understanding of that. But the more that you can help us and show us that you're using this time wisely during our class time and act like it's class time by using the bathroom signal or just typing in the chat, I have to run to the bathroom real fast, I'll be right back. It helps us as teachers. Remember, what you show to us is what we know, we can't tell what you're thinking. So all I saw was Wyatt getting up and walking away. He ended up not needing to go to the bathroom. He was just being silly. And so I needed him to know that I needed him to be right there in class with me and letting me know if he was going to walk away. Now let's go home for a second for a scenario. Let's take a look at me talking to one of the boys about something pretty important, and let's take a look at their reactions. Hey, Wyatt, I need to talk to you about something really serious. I got your grades, and they're not very good. So I need you to talk to me. You're not looking at me. You know, this is really serious. So in that scenario, I was talking to Wyatt about something really serious and he wouldn't even turn around and look at me. And he didn't even use his words to acknowledge that I was there. He was completely ignoring me. Even though he may think it's important, I didn't get that. I felt ignored and I felt like he doesn't care. Hey, Nash. So you didn't do your chores this morning and there's garbage all over the front porch.
Sorry, I'll go do it right now.
Thanks.
Okay.
I appreciate it. So in that scenario, I let Nash know that he forgot his chores and he made eye contact with me. He said he was sorry and he physically showed me he was going to go take care of it and told me with his words, sorry, I'm going to go do that right now. I felt like Nash cared. I felt like I was heard and I felt like he was really going to go do it. All right, now take a look at this one and tell me what you think they're trying to tell me. Hey, Mr. Reeves, can I talk to you about something for a second?
What do you want to talk about?
Well, I have some paperwork that I need to get done, and I wanted to have you take a look at it and see if it's right. So, do you have time? You don't have time right now? I mean...
No. I've got stuff I have to do.
In that scenario, Mr. Reeves came off really rude. I needed some help, and even though he may not have had time in the moment, he could have handled that situation very differently. I know he wasn't trying to come off rude or be mean, but the way he was acting, his body language, not looking at me, he was sighing and huffing, things like that, rolling his eyes, not looking at me. It showed me that he didn't care. Afterwards, I asked him if that's how he meant to come off, and he said no, it definitely wasn't how he meant to come off. Let's try that again and take a look. Hey, Mr. Reeves, do you have a second?
Yeah, what's up?
I have a piece of paper that I need you to take a look at and see if I wrote it right. Do you have any time right now to do it?
I'm really busy right this second, but maybe in a few minutes.
That would be great. Thanks so much.
No problem.
So in that video, he still couldn't help me, but he looked at me, he took his headphones off, he turned his body, and he used his words to tell me that maybe we could do it later. So you're probably thinking, Miss Jordan, why does this matter? Well, just like we're trying to figure out what other people's perspectives are, they're doing the same thing. We're looking at actions and motives and people's words. They're doing the same thing too. They're looking at your actions, your motives, and your words to see if they can figure out what it is that you're thinking, feeling, and doing, and what your perspective is. I know this video was very long and it was a lot of information, but it was very important. One thing that I want you to remember, if you remember nothing else, is that your words and your actions make other people feel things. What is it that your words and your actions are making other people feel? Think about that. Have a great week, everybody.